the reigning, defending, undisputed Big Ten champs are in the house. It's time to take a look at Michigan. When I look at the Wolverines coming into 2022 and I scroll up and down their offense, whoa. What will happen at quarterback between Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy? When I look at these two quarterbacks, despite JJ McCarthy being a little bit banged up in spring ball, it is so difficult to say no to Cade McNamara. Not necessarily because of the talent, because JJ McCarthy has more talent. He's got a bigger arm, he makes better throws. Cade McNamara is the heart and soul of this team. The toughness, the grit, the leadership, guys wanting to go to war with a guy like Cade McNamara, you don't get that very often. He is a winner, and he will do whatever it takes to go down the field, get the job done. I still think we're going to see a two-quarterback type of deal. I think it's going to be very similar to last year. Cade's going to be the main guy. He's going to trot out there on the first series, the second series, but you're going to see JJ come in certain times to keep that defense off balance. This Michigan team might have the very best running back tandem in the conference, maybe in the whole country when all is said and done, right? Hassan Haskins, 1,000-yard rusher, he's gone. You sub in a guy like Donovan Edwards, who is extremely highly touted coming out of high school, and he is a big-time runner. Although Donovan Edwards was number 3 on the depth chart last season, it would not surprise me in the slightest if he's the number 1 guy come the middle of the season. Blake Quorum returns 952 yards and 11 touchdowns last season. I think he can excel better as maybe not the workhorse, but maybe third down back, comes in every now and then, and boy, can you imagine Blake Quorum in the slot and Donovan Edwards behind Cade McNamara in a single back set? That is a dangerous combination on the football field. I think you're going to see Edwards and Quorum more complement each other than battling out to be the number 1 tailback. And then outside of the running game, I look at the plethora of weapons, and this receiving core might be better than last year. Now, a lot of guys from last year come back, but then you add in Ronnie Bell, the number 1 receiver that went out in the first game of the season last year against Western Michigan. He's the main guy. Now, when we're talking about Big Ten wide receivers, Jaden Reed, Jackson Smith and Jigba and the like, Ronnie Bell, maybe he's not at the level of a JSN, but he's going to be pretty darn good this year. Big time boom factor. Roman Wilson, that's a guy that can stretch the defense. I look at Cornelius Johnson, tight end Eric Hall, AJ Henning. Boy, you go down the list, there's 5-6 guys to throw to. This is one of the deepest, I don't know about the best, I don't know about the best talent at the top, but this is one of the deepest wide receiving cores in the entire conference. Now, a big reason as to why Michigan's running game was so damn good and so physical last year is because of those 5 big guys up front. Anchoring in the middle of that offensive line this year is going to be Olusegun Olatime. Hope I got that right. The transfer from Virginia, Remington Award finalist last year. 3-year starter for the Cavaliers. This guy's no joke. This guy is going to anchor the moving machine up front. The Michigan Moving Company is going to be moving guys down the field straight across the line of scrimmage. Of course, the big question mark, Josh Gaddis, right? He leaves to be the offensive coordinator at the University of Miami. We got a co-coordinator type of situation with Matt Weiss and Sharon Moore. How's that going to go down? Boy, you got talent. How can you screw this up? They have all the talent there. They just got to steer the ship in the right general direction. Defense. Oh boy. You are replacing some of the most production that I've seen on a defense in recent memory. Aidan Hutchinson, David Ojabo, and don't forget about the impact that Josh Ross had at the middle linebacker spot for the Wolverines a year ago. Hutchinson and Ojabo combined for 25 of the 34 sacks that Michigan had. That's a crap ton of production that needs to be replaced. Mike Morris, Jalen Harrell, Taylor Upshaw. 3 guys that saw the field a decent amount last season, I think are going to be impact players up front. Let's get one thing clear. They're not going to be David Ojabo, and they're not going to be Aidan Hutchinson, and they're probably not going to be close. Nick High, Hill Green, and Junior Colson both saw significant playing time last season. They're both considered to be 2 of the top linebackers coming in. They combined for 110 total tackles a year ago. I think this is going to be a good run defense. I think the linebackers are going to play a big part. Michigan has an extremely favorable schedule. Okay, 8 games at the Big House, 8 games at home, just 4 games on the road. Let's look at 2 of those road games. At Rutgers, at Indiana. It wouldn't surprise me if they're 11-0 going into the game against Ohio State. They're going to be right there contending for the East, contending for the Big Ten title, and probably contending for a college football playoff spot. That's my thoughts. What do you guys think? You think Michigan could run the table prior to that Ohio State game? You think they could run the table in general? Could they go 12-0? Or are you not so high on them? I'm pretty high on them. I think Michigan's going to have a great offense. I think they're going to have a good to solid defense. Want to hear your thoughts? Comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you can know when there's an upload, so you can see all of these Big Ten previews. Check out the channel page for all of that stuff as well. I'm Big Ten Ted. We'll see you in the next one.